You ever wake up and you realize that you're just literally on a hamster wheel? It's a different day, but it's the same grind. Yeah, maybe the money's fine, but you literally have zero freedom. Now imagine instead you wake up and you look at your phone and new members joined your school or your membership program. You have people coming in on a system that's running by itself in the background. A system that you built one time. No funnels, no ads, no fancy footwork stuff, just a school community that's connected to one YouTube channel that is literally working for you 24/7, no matter what you're doing. I used to think it was just hard work and grinding all the time that made this thing work. Turns out, systems and automation actually beats that every single time. And in this workshop, I'm going to teach you exactly how that works and how to set it up step by step. So by the end of this session, here's what you're going to know how to do. Number one, define the transformation. You have to define this, or people are not going to have any clue what you're about. Step two, you're going to know how to set up the school classroom. So this is where everything happens. This is where you monetize, convert, and help people. Step three, you're going to know how to publish your first YouTube video that's going to start growing your members, start driving traffic to your school. And step four, you're going to know how to use AI to simplify this whole entire process, which will make it faster, easier, and more effective. Our members use this all the time. There's no fluff here. There's no theory here. It's just what works. So before you touch any software at all, you need to touch a marker. And I want you to write this down. So this is step one, define your transformation. You need to write down, before anything happens here, what change am I helping people create? Really think about this. Where am I getting people to go? How am I getting them to go from they're not happy in some way, shape, or form to you're getting them over here to their desired situation where they're happy? Or you can think about it, you're taking them from point A to point B, and you're going to give them the steps to get over there. See, here's the thing. You're going to get paid because you help people get from here to here. They're trying to get there right now, but they're running into this wall. They don't know how. They're like, I don't know how to do this. If you can show them how to do that, they'll give you their value, which is money, for your value, which is these steps. So it's very simple. A lot of people have trouble with this. What's my message? What's my, what am I going to do? Who do I talk to? Just what change am I helping people create? Don't know how to launch a rocket? I know how to launch a rocket. Don't know how to start a garden? I know how to start a garden. Don't know how to make money in real estate? I know how to make money in real estate. Don't know how to paint a car? I know how to paint a car. It's very simple. And then once you do that, you want to kind of think of, helping this person go from point A to point B with Z. This is going to be your transformational message, and everything will stem from that. And you're going to have these pillars. So when you go to do content, which we'll talk about here in a second, you're going to have 3 to 5 pillars. And these are the core topics that you're going to talk about all the time, and you're going to go deep in all of these topics. An example would be like, I help service providers escape the time for money trap and build a recurring income with Skool, YouTube, and AI. That's what we do. That's how we help people. So this single sentence right here, this becomes your brand, your price point, your content. Everything stems from this, okay? So when you define this clearly, everything else becomes very simple because clarity attracts, confusion repels, okay? Just remember that. Clarity is going to attract people. Confusion is going to repel them. Very simple. Simple sells, confusion smells. Okay? I don't know. So that's what I want you to think about. Now, here's the thing. This is only step one, right? But if you skip this step, your launch will look crappy, right? It will not do anything. You will not have any momentum. So take 5 minutes right now and get that transformation crystal clear. Just answer the question, what change am I helping people create? All right, so let's build the home for your business, which is going to be your school community. So right here on the screen, this is what you'll have at some point with your school. And if you want to launch your school, you can just literally go over to skool.com/MakeOnce. And if you go right here, you can just click this and launch your school. And then you'll get to a place where you can basically set up your school. So if you click this, it'll just say launch your school. It'll say that you were invited by my Gowans. I get a little bit of credit for that. Thank you. And then you just click create your community. and then you're going to sign up, okay? And then once you sign up, you're going to be building out something like this, which we're going to cover here in just a moment. And what you'll do next is you'll just pick a simple name for your school. Let me give you an example here. So this one is about pickleball. So pickleball school, pretty simple. This one's about AI automation. So that's what they named it. Or calligraphy school. The acting lab. It's about acting. Okay. School of mentors. Okay. It's about that. Pocket singers. Okay. Trading for women. Family screen time challenge. So basically, what you're doing is you're just picking something simple and keep it very, very simple. So when you start it, you can start a free school, or you can do a low entry point, or you can really charge whatever you want. But let's just look at what some of the top schools and what some of these other schools are charging. Okay. You want to just keep it simple. Okay. You can always change the price. It's a lot easier to go, from the bottom up than it is from the top down. Okay. So let's just take a look at this. So like this school, it's $9 a month. 1,000 members times $9 a month is 9,000 a month. This one's 39. This one is a free one. Look, 49, 99, 119. So you see the pricing there. Like mine's at $59 a month. And one of the cool things that you can do is like on mine, my price is going to go up to $109 at 500 members. So right now, if you get in at like we have 430 members, you can get in now at $59 a month and it'll lock in your price. So when the price goes up, it doesn't go up for you. It just stays the same. So you get a better deal. That's something that you can do with your school as well. And then you're going to set up what your school's about. Mine's real simple. It's how to create a highly profitable online education business using AI, Skool, and YouTube, which is what we've been learning about today. Then you can put a little video here. You can put some testimonials here. Like we've got all these testimonials of people that, have done well. They can, 1,800 a day, another sale, 2,100 in 2 weeks. So that helps, right? And then you can put a video about your business. We've got one here, shows when we won the school games. We've got video here, some testimonials, another testimonial, just some stuff to show different things about what's inside. And you're usually just showing what's inside, right? And then down below here, you can have, again, what's inside. Keep it very simple, okay? And then they can join. That's what you want to do when you get in there. Just either pick a low price, or you can go free, and then they've got a tiered model, which in some coming videos here, I'm going to show you how that all works out, okay? And that's it. It's real simple. So now let's dive into the classroom. All right, so let's set up your classroom. This is where you're going to put the stuff that people are coming to get. And remember, they're coming more for the accountability, the support, being a part of a group. It's more about getting that transformation, having that feedback. But they're also going to need the step-by-step playbook too. And we call this like the blueprint or the roadmap. And you set this up inside your classroom. And just remember, you want to keep this extremely simple, because simple actually creates speed. Speed creates proof. Proof creates trust. And that's what we want. So let's take a look at how this works. Once you get inside of here, it'll look something similar to this. You obviously wouldn't have any members yet, but you would go up here to your classroom. And in your classroom, yours will be empty, but what it'll look like is this right down here. It'll say create a new course. You just click on that. You can name the module. You can choose a description, and then you can choose how it unlocks. And I'll be covering all this stuff in some other videos. Of course, we cover it inside of the course. You want to create something that is like your start here. So this is the back of the MakeOnce. We have our 7-day rapid launch blueprint. This like gets people up and going. Then we've got step 1, helps them create their course idea. Then, the course structuring agent, the teaching style, come up with their price and offer, how to do the YouTube, how to create Skool so that it converts, how to get traffic and scale. And then I teach people how to use Skool and CapCut and ChatGPT and all this stuff, which you can do whatever you need to do to get the point across and to solve the problem. But you want to create a module or a course like this. And I have this as like the start here. So when people join our program, they start here. And then I take them through welcome, the weekly rhythm, what is this, what is this, what is this? And then, I get them into the launch and the blueprint, and I just walk them through with simple videos. So that's what you're going to want to do, is you're going to want to create your first module, which is that start here module. so that when people join, they can start here. And you're just going to build this as you go. Now, what's cool about this is you can actually put in, PDFs. You can put links in here. You can link them to Google Docs. You can put the transcript of all your videos in there. And, people can search and find things. And this is cool. This is where you put like your templates and your PDFs and all the stuff that they need to solve the problem or to figure out the thing, right? Then you have this calendar here where you can see we do a weekly call, and people can click on that, and then they can come to our live call, and I help them, I support them. Those recordings then go into the classroom, and then they can come back in here, and all those recordings just go inside of here, these weekly workshops, and then they can get in here and they can watch those weekly workshops. So it's really cool, right? And here's the thing that you want to remember. People are not going to, join you because things are perfect. They're going to join you because you actually launched it, because there's actually something there, and they're going to grow along with you. You don't wait till it's all perfect and then launch. You get an outline of what you're going to do. You think about some start here moments, like what they need to know, like an onboarding, and then you launch the damn thing and you get going. Again, you can't make something better that doesn't exist. And you don't want to take all the time to build something until you've proven it out and got that concept figured out. But it's so inexpensive to get started. You can launch your school and you can get going, and people can join and build along with you. Okay. They'll get on the calls with you. It's very, very simple. You'll have a weekly call that you do. You'll have the community working together. Everybody's helping each other. You can then take them on this journey, and they can join you as a founding member. And then they get a special perk because they're at that moment where they're with the founders, right? The founding group. And they kind of hold that close to their heart. They're like, oh, I was part of the founding group. And then they watch you grow. They get a little special, lower price because they were building it with you. And then you can launch, optimize, and grow and increase the price as you want. You want to get that thing launched. Don't worry about perfection. Get the dang thing up and going, and you'll have your school here. There's so many neat things that you can do. You've got, like I said, the classroom, the community tab up here. It's so neat, right? It's so cool. So again, I don't want you to overthink this. I don't want you to sit there and rummage around with it. That's the worst thing you can do. The best condition that you could ever have is just starting. You're never going to feel like it's time. It's never going to feel perfect. You just start, and your first 10 members are joining because you're actually building something. You're not thinking about building something. Okay, so this is step 3, and this is filming your first YouTube video and getting it out there. And this is the part where most people just freeze up. They think their first video has to be perfect. They think it needs to be cinematic and all this crazy stuff, and it absolutely doesn't. It just needs to be really helpful. So here's how I want you to think about your first YouTube video. Just film it like you're talking to yourself or talking to a version of yourself from 1 year ago. What would you say to help that person, a version of you 1 year ago, to make a breakthrough on whatever topic it is that you're talking about? That's how you want to approach this. So one thing is you just want to film in a quiet place with a clean background with just natural light. And if you don't have any natural light, you can buy lights and set it up in your face. You can just get something simple on Amazon. And just think clarity is going to beat cinematics and zams and wooms and bangs and pops and all this stuff every single time. So just be clear. Don't worry about cinematic. And then when you're delivering, just focus on delivering one core output in the video. So when they watch that video, they get one clean core output. Don't try to stuff everything in there and give them like 10 different things. And then to drive people over to your school, just somewhere in your video or throughout your video, anywhere. And I'll show you some more stuff later in the video, but just say, hey, if you want more help with this, join my school. I'll give you templates and support. We've got a live support community in there. We've got everything you need. Just go down in the description and check that out. That's all you need to do. That one little sentence is kind of like your invisible sales machine working for you. Every little video does that, and it kind of primes them to go into that. Just always think we want to do value first, and then we'll do the invitation. And that's what's going to build that trust and get them to start to move and be influenced by you. Okay, so step 4 is let's get some YouTube content created. Let's use some AI for that. And let's take a look at ChatGPT here. We want to just have, ChatGPT help us come up with topics right away. As you go and progress in this, you're going to get really good at defining a video and how you want to make it and everything like that. But this is going to speed things up very, very quickly. So just keeping it simple, let's look at this. So I'm inside of ChatGPT, okay? If you're not paying for it, you should. It's like very inexpensive and it's very, very powerful when you pay for it. But write a 5-minute YouTube tutorial teaching and then whatever your topic is. Let's imagine that your topic is how to launch your first model rocket. Let's say that you did a school community about launching model rockets, for instance. Okay, maybe you're into that. So what you do is you just put that in there, okay, and then we can click enter here. Now there's some really sophisticated ways to do prompting and stuff like that, which I go insanely deep on and crazy inside of the community. This will get you there too, right? Like this is going to do better than what most people will ever get created, right? It's just wild. You know, some people will just overthink the crap out of this when ChatGPT can put together a really nice video for you and you can get moving on it. Here it is. It like instantly created us a video and it's got everything laid out. Like, look at this. This is pretty insane. So the reason why it is like listed out so simply like this is I tell my ChatGPT I've trained it to put things in a teleprompter ready style. Now, I don't use a teleprompter, but I just like how it lays out the script, and then you can like copy and paste this over into Google Doc, and then you can tweak it and make it yours. Okay. So here it broke it down. Okay. It's got, everything here. You want your first model rocket in the sky today? Good. Let's do it. Okay. So there's the hook. Okay. So opening hook, gear list, and it'll take you through this process. But what we want now is something else we can do is we can say, give me 5 high converting YouTube video titles that are working the best in this niche on YouTube and tell me why. So I always like to have it tell me why because for one, you learn. For two, you understand where it's coming from. So let's take a look here. It says, good, here are 5 high converting YouTube titles for the launch your first model rocket niche, plus why they work, and you can adapt them to your style and audience. Now, one thing I want you to remember is when you're messing around with ChatGPT, it's going to give you back some really great stuff to start, right? It's going to give you some things where you're going to be like, oh man, that's great. But here's the thing. You just want to keep working with it. Like you could say, could you make this 1,000 times better? What am I not asking you that I should ask you, or what should I ask you to get you to make this even better, or make it convert even better, or make the story better, or make this have more retention? Keep working on it. Ask it 5 or 6 times, like to make it better, and how could you improve it, and what do I need? Okay, so just think like that when you're working with this thing. Don't just take the first thing it tells you. So one video title, it says, how to launch your first model rocket, beginner friendly. Why it works, clear promise, how to. Okay, 5 mistakes beginners make when launching. So these are great, right? So this is one thing that we can do with it. Another thing we can do now is we can say, give me 5 thumbnail ideas for the video and use what's working in the market on YouTube. Now, these are very plain and simple prompts, which is what most people do when they get started, but that's what I want. I want you to just have something to get started. I want you to, really just get in there and go, because you're going to beat everybody else that's hesitating and thinking about it and all this stuff. Thumbnail ideas. So this is kind of neat. So it's giving you some stuff like that. That's pretty cool. Isn't that neat how it shows this stuff? This is giving you a lot of crazy ideas, which is great. You can incorporate those. Here's another thumbnail idea. Like, look at this. Wow, that's awesome. Isn't that amazing how fast it did that too? So now you've got some thumbnail ideas. You've got some really cool images here that you can use that ChatGPT is coming up with. And then it's going to come in here and it's going to tell you like what to put as like an overlay. Okay. And when I say overlay, I'm talking about like text like this on the thumbnail. And you would want to go into YouTube and look what are some of the top thumbnails, in the niche that are on this topic, right? And you can kind of use that as an idea to get going. But you can also ask it things like, what combo would you use out of everything you showed me? Give me your favorite and most likely to convert thumbnail, idea, and title. So you can do something like this, and it's going to just take everything, and it's going to be like how to launch your first model rocket, beginner friendly, why, straight to the point, hits the keywords, signals, I'm here, da 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 da, and then split an image from kit to sky, so the before and after. And you could even say, can you mock up this thumbnail idea you recommend to give me an idea? Okay, so it'll get you really close. And there's some other tools that I show you how to use inside of the MakeOnce, but you can use it as well. But you can go to like Google AI Studio. There's some fall.ai. There's these different tools you can use that'll actually make you a thumbnail. But it says, yeah, so mock up. Once you upload those, I'll mock up the thing. I'm just going to say, just mock it up with what you come up with. Create that image now. Okay. Sometimes you got to kind of remind it to just do it. It says I'm in temporary chat mode, so that's why. So I went into a temporary chat to do this with you because I didn't want it to take any of my information. But anyhow, this is how you get this thing going. And then let's say in your school post, you wanted to tell people about this in your school. You could say, can you create a school post about this video that I can share in my community to get people to go watch it? So now it's going to give me a school post. So new video drop, launch your first model rocket, beginner friendly. Look at that. Hey crew, you can come in here and put your spice and style into it. But look, it gives you a post right away like this, right? It's just amazing, right? You could also say, create a post for my YouTube community post to let people know this video is coming, and one for after I publish the video so people can be reminded. So here it's going to give you a school community post. It might even give you like some image ideas. Of course, you could ask it for image ideas. So here's the pre-launch teaser post that you could do 2 to 3 days before you post the video, get people going. And then here's a post-launch to remind them to go check it out. And then you could say, repurpose this YouTube video idea into 3 picture post ideas and an email. Maybe you have an email list, or maybe you just have a list of people that you want to send this out to, whatever the case is. Here's a picture post countdown checklist. Okay, so it's giving you some stuff. You can repurpose this. You could say, turn this video into a live, it'd be like a YouTube live stream idea that I can go live with. See how this one idea now has turned into a massive amount of content. And so you could go live on YouTube. You could be like, hey, I'm going to go on this YouTube live. We're going to talk about how to launch your first model rocket step by step. Plus, I'm going to do a Q&A. Gives you some titles for the live when you go live on YouTube. We show you how to do all this stuff. I know you may or may not know how to do this. You could also ask ChatGPT how to do it. Stream structure. It's like, here's your hook for the live. Here's what you're going to show them. Okay, here's your step-by-steps. And so you could have these notes on the screen. Then you do a live open Q&A, and then you can close them to join your school. So, and it's giving you all these tips and tactics. So really, really amazing stuff here to get your first YouTube video out there in a very powerful way. ChatGPT isn't replacing your creativity. It's actually multiplying it. It's keeping you more refined, and it's not replacing you or your voice. It's just actually revealing it in a better way, in a more structured way. So don't think about it as like, this is artificial and da-da-da-da-da. Go in there and put your voice into it. This is just going to get you close, and then you want to refine it and make it you. But here's the thing. If you are spending more than an hour to try to get this first piece of content out, you're doing it wrong. It's about speed, getting it done, getting in the habit of doing it. And yes, down the road, if you want to keep going and going crazy with this, but look how fast we came up with everything that we needed very, very quickly. So you don't need to spend hours for that first YouTube video. Get that initial script laid out, get that thing going, and start taking action on it, filming that thing and getting it going. All right, so step 5 here is we want to now connect these YouTube videos and this content that you're doing out on social media. We want to connect that over to the school so people can find your school, sign up. Okay, so let's take a look at that. So on your YouTube, one thing is your banner right away. You want people, when they get there within 3 seconds, they need to know what the heck your school's about, or what you're talking about, what your niche is about. Okay, then right here, what you want to do is you want to make sure that this first line right here, You want to make sure that it's very clear what you help people do. Like, I help people build a profitable online business with AI Skool and YouTube. Same thing. I help you create recurring income with AI Skool and YouTube. Little proof there holding the Skool trophies for winning or whatever. And then right away, you see the link that takes people straight to my Skool. Okay. You put the same thing. Okay. When they open it up, it'll tell, like what your channel's about. If I can get this to zoom in a little bit here. Okay. So this, tells what your Skool's about, and then you could put that link down below. So that's one point right here. Let me get the pin out actually. Okay. So let me get the yellow. So you've got this point, you've got this point, and those two things right away are going to connect over to your Skool. So that's one point of getting them from social media over there. And they'll search, they'll look around and do all that stuff. Okay. The next thing that you want to do is when you go to upload a video, you want down in the description. So let's look at this video. So you'll notice right when somebody comes to watch my YouTube video right here, you can see above the fold, they can see this link right here to join. Right when they get here, you want above the fold, like in this area right here. So here's the title, and then above the fold, there's a link right there. And I shoot that to my Skool. So if they click that, it takes them over to Skool. That's one place that you do that. All right. You want to make sure that. And then down in the description here, I like to put these chapters, which when you get done shooting your video, you can take the transcript of that video, stick it into ChatGPT, and you can say, hey, based off this transcript, can you create chapters for my YouTube video? And it'll do that. And then you just copy and paste them over here. And inside of my Skool community, I actually give you prompts that will build it out like this, that helps you create something that's going to make you show up in the search engines when people are searching on here. And it's going to help you just do better at showing up for the right audience. The next thing you want to do is you want to come in here and you want to pin the comment. You see this here? So if you look here, okay, you pin the comment. And it's like, if I had to start from and then again, you want that link to easily be seen right away, and then that takes them over to Skool. Okay, so there's another thing that you can do to help drive people over to your Skool. So again, you've got your banner, you've got the description on your YouTube channel, and then you've got in the video itself, you have this above the fold right here, and then you have your pinned comment, okay? So if you do those things with every single upload, you're going to have people going over to your Skool and checking out your Skool page. The other thing you want to do is actually mention it in your actual videos. Or, the way I've done it throughout this video, I've kind of used my Skool as an example, which that's what I'm talking about. But if you're not, you can still, let's say you're doing the, how to launch a rocket or whatever. So let's say you have a Skool community about that. You might take them and show them your Skool, like I showed you mine, on how you teach people the rocket stuff. And by doing that, you're kind of nonchalantly or like indirectly sharing with them that you have that thing. And you can always mention, hey, and if you want more help on this, or you want templates, you want this to be faster, easier, more effective, go down in the description, check out the link. You can go over and check out my Skool. It's as simple as that. It's as easy as that. And then one thing with YouTube is you want to keep people on YouTube as much as you can. So at the end of your YouTube videos, get them to go watch another YouTube video. If you do that, YouTube's going to see that you're getting people to have more session time. And session time is when somebody gets on YouTube, that clock starts. And then when they get off YouTube, like they leave the platform, that clock ends. So if every one of your YouTube videos is getting somebody to leave, they don't like that. They want people on the platform. So what you want to do is you want to try to get people to go from one of your videos to the next video to the next video. And when they're ready and when it's time and when you've built that know, like, and trust and you've got some influence with them because you're helping them, you're building trust with them, you're building authority with them, you're being valuable to them, then they will go find those links. They'll remember what you said. They'll remember seeing it. They'll look around and find that stuff. But just remember, the key is we got to get people to click on your videos. That's your thumbnail and your title. Work really hard on those. We got to get people to watch the video at least 50% of the way. So make it valuable. Keep rehooking them throughout the video to get them to watch. And then at the end, we want them to go watch another video. Because if you get those three things together, clicking on the video, watching at least 50%, and then they go watch another video after watching one of your videos, YouTube is naturally going to push you out to more and more people, which is exactly what you want, because that'll open you up to more audience. And then that's going to get you more people visiting your school. That happens, you convert more people, you make more money, Okay, pretty cool. So when you do these little actions and you combine all those things I just showed you onto your channel, that one little action, without having to run ads, without using complicated weird funnels, without having to do anything goofy, just help people and have fun talking about what you're talking about, you're going to get action. You're going to get people to come over. You're going to get the attention that you're looking for from the right people. But here's the thing. Every single video that you put out is gaining that attention that you want. And that attention compounds over time. It starts out kind of slow, but then it starts to compound and get exponential. And then before you know it, your traffic's picking up. You're getting more and more market share. And if you just continuously be consistent, that's the trick with content, is being consistent. Consistent in the way you look, consistent in the way you sound, consistent in your setup, consistent in your delivery, consistent in your value. When you get consistent with that, YouTube loves that. And when you stay consistent with your messaging and you stay consistent with your topic, YouTube loves that. And so does your audience. But then you start to really build a place for you in the marketplace, and people start to follow you. They start to share. They start to really connect with you. So consistency is the magic here. That's the most beautiful thing. And before you can be consistent, you have to start, which is what you need to do. Okay? So you're building something here that will compound and work without you. So inside of MakeOnce, which is the community that we run that shows people how to do all of this, I've watched creators go from nothing to launching communities in less than a week using this exact system that I'm sharing with you. No fancy funnels, no big budgets, just clarity and consistency. What they do is they start with an idea, then they define it, then they build it, then they film it, then they launch it, and they get things going. They just do it fast, because here's the thing. Until you do something, you can't make it better. You can't edit nothing. You can't optimize something that doesn't exist. And nothing's perfect when you start. So if they can do it, so can you. And they've just fast-tracked their process. They make it easier and they get it done more effectively if they have a little bit of coaching. So if you want to do this faster, if you want it to be easier, if you want it to be done the right way the first time, you can join MakeOnce. There's a whole bunch of people in there that are going to support you. It's a family, it's a community, it's a unit inside of there. So you don't have to go at this alone. You get support, you get live weekly calls, you get a step-by-step process, you get a community, you get to be around people that are doing it. Think about it. If you're trying to do something, don't you think you'd get it done better if you was hanging out with a bunch of people trying to do the same thing? Or do you think you'd get it figured out faster just trying to bumble along on your own? You can do it on your own, but wouldn't it make sense for like the price of a cheap dinner date with your grandma that you'd get with a bunch of people that are all doing this and working in the same direction? I think that makes a lot of sense. We literally give you the templates, we give you the prompts, the machines, the feedback, the step-by-step, everything that you need to build your own recurring income machine. And the great thing is you can start with practically nothing. So if you're interested in it, you can go to skool.com/MakeOnce, or you can go down in the description or check out the pinned comment. It's up to you. If you want, join us. That way you never have to build alone and you'll have some fun while you're doing it. Okay, so let's recap your 5-step launch framework that you've learned in this video. So in order for you to make money online with Skool, YouTube, and AI, this is what we're going to do. And I'm telling you, once you master this model, it's absolutely amazing. And just understand something. You do not need 100 ideas. What you need is just one system that compounds and gives you leverage. That's what you want. So let's look at the 5-step launch. Let's recap. First thing you need to do is you have to define your transformation. What is it that you're going to do to help people? What's that change you're going to make for people? How are you going to get them from point A to point B? What is that? Keep it simple. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to set up your school. Okay, we have to have a place for them to go so that you can make money, obviously. So you got to have a lemonade stand if you want to sell lemonade. Okay, so set up your school. The next thing we talked about is creating those first videos. There's no perfect condition. Remember, we just got to get started. We just got to go. So create your first video. I showed you how to do it with AI. It's very simple. You can do it. Okay, the next thing is we want to automate and speed things up with AI, with ChatGPT. We want speed. Remember, speed is what gets things to go. You can always go back and optimize. You can always go back and get better. Take action and get moving. And then finally, we want to connect our YouTube to our Skool so people can go from YouTube over to Skool so that we can start building. Okay, we want to keep stacking things up. We want to keep compounding. It's that compounding. Okay, and just remember something. If you have 1,000 members, okay, even if this took you 5 years, just think about this. If you had 1,000 members, they each gave you $3 a day, which is roughly $90 a month, and you had that happening for 12 months straight. That's over $1 million a year. And just go Google what percentage of the population actually makes $1 million a year. And if you look, it's 0.019% or something like that. Of all the people in the world, this many people actually make over $1 million a year. Okay. Now, if you just replaced your income doing this and you could work from anywhere and you could be anywhere and you could do something that you actually love doing, that's the most important thing. You make sure that you love what you're doing. That's going to really make all of this stuff happen easier, and you're going to have so much more fun. Okay, so you got to love what you're doing. You want to have fun doing it, and you really, really do want to help people. Okay, that's the whole goal. So again, you don't need 100 ideas, just one good idea, something you love, you have fun with, you're going to help people, and now you have this system that actually compounds. Okay, so in this next video, I'm actually going to show you how to automate this entire thing, because you can make this work really smooth. It'll make your content, your traffic, your signups, all of that can be automated. And I show you how to use YouTube and AI to do that. Because once you launch this thing, the real magic happens when you actually get it to run without you and it starts to create recurring income. I mean, I was just at the store this morning and I looked down and I had another member join and I was literally getting some groceries. So that's the whole idea. Like you're not doing anything, you're not at work, and yet your business is still creating income. So hope you enjoyed this. Hope you're having a hell of a good day. Go ahead and subscribe. I don't know why you wouldn't. And I'll see you over in the next video.